as the violence in the city, period. Why you think it's like that, and do you think it's like it'll ever like chill or come to a cease?
I feel it don't.
No, ain't gonna never come to an end. Cause like us right here, it's a generation coming up behind us. You feel me? So they ain't really gonna never end.
They specifically appear to target that individual.
Is it true that one of the suspects posted on social media bragging about the thing afterwards?
In the heart of Philadelphia's Graduate Hospital section, the echoes of calamity rang through the life and passing of 18-year-old Sadiq Dove. His story unfolds as a tale of youth, music, and a relentless undercurrent of violence that ultimately claimed his life on a July evening. On the 26th of July 2023, in the vicinity of the 900 block of South 17th Street near the YMCA, as the clock struck 7:14 p.m., discharges echoed through the neighborhood. Responding to the call, Philadelphia police found Sadiq Dove, an 18-year-old with music aspirations, suffering from multiple wounds to his head and leg. The teen was rushed to Penn Medical Center, where sadly he was pronounced gone just 30 minutes later. Dove had been walking with a group of 5 other people, including a youth counselor, when 3 suspects pulled up in a vehicle, got out, and fired at the victim. Authorities shared that it was all caught on surveillance video. Additionally, residential security camera footage showed chilling visuals of a couple pushing a stroller, desperately seeking cover as discharges rang out. This ordinary evening was transformed into a scene of fear and tragedy, with Sadiq Dove at the center. Heartbreakingly, a photo of his body laying face down on the sidewalk was posted to Reddit shortly after his passing.
It's just very concerning. You don't ever think it's going to happen on your block, and sure enough, there's like this poor victim right outside my home.
Working out, I was about to do my next thing, and then one of the guys that worked, they just said, hey, we got to close up, there's an emergency, and then get home safe.
The shooting caused the abrupt closure of nearby YMCA and shocked neighbors as they returned home from work.
It's scary. When I moved into this part of the city, I picked around here because I know it's one of the safer parts of Philadelphia. I've never seen anything like this happen before, so it's pretty sad.
His connection to the violence that would later consume him was not a mere coincidence. He identified as a rapper entangled in the web of South Philadelphia street gang dynamics. His music, a reflection of the turbulent environment he navigated, painted a dark picture of the challenges and rivalries that would eventually surround him. Dove discussed violence against rival gangs in his music, but stopped short of taking responsibility for any specific incident. At the time of his passing, he had no record of arrests as an adult. The assailants, 4 individuals sought in connection with the incident, sped away in a gray SUV, possibly a Dodge Durango with black rims and tinted windows. The details of those who fired began to emerge. A trio of black men aged between 18 to 25, each with a thin build and donned in dark clothing and gloves. 2 wielded separate hand firearms, another a rifle, and a 4th person for whom a description was not provided and was driving the vehicle, all conspired to carry out a senseless act of violence on a young life.
What we see in the footage is a gray Dodge Durango stop in front of a young man, the decedent, who was walking on the sidewalk, and jump out of the car and essentially ambush him.
Investigators say there were 3 who fired at least 15 rounds.
All 3 males were armed with guns, one with what appeared to be a high-powered rifle and 2 with hand. It appears even after he was down that they continued firing. One of them looks like they were wearing what appeared to be some sort of protective yellow gloves, maybe a type of kitchen glove. These are the kinds of things that oftentimes individuals that participate in these sorts of nefarious things will do to try to prevent detection.
The investigation exposed a narrative that extended beyond the single act of aggression against Sadiq. The suspects, it appeared, might have been linked to another discharge incident on Napa Street that same evening. A home was riddled with 6 discharge holes, though miraculously no injuries were reported.
It appears that similar types of rounds were used there. Given the proximity of time and the proximity of locations, we're looking at and exploring the possibility that they may be connected in some way.
Investigators went to the scene based on interviews and video that we were able to capture. What we believe is a vehicle pulled up with at least 4 people inside. 3 of them exited that vehicle, walked towards the decedent in this case, who was walking away from the YMCA area with 3 or 4 other individuals. They specifically appear to target that individual and fire multiple rounds from 3 different guns towards the victim.
Sadiq Dove's life, however, was not defined solely by the violence that ultimately claimed him. An online baby registry hinted at a different part of his existence, the anticipation of fatherhood. Due on October 26, 2023, sadly, the unborn child would never know their father beyond the tragedy, the lyrical verses left behind, and the memories shared by family members. His identity as Deek Loko, a rapper associated with a South Philadelphia street gang, became a lens through which community activists acknowledged the challenges faced by young individuals navigating environments filled with rivalries and danger. The investigation continued, with law enforcement scouring social media posts and evidence in search of a motive. The surveillance footage captured more than 20 discharges fired from the 3 weapons, painting a vivid yet haunting picture of that evening. The suspects, masked in darkness, remained elusive, leaving the question of justice hanging in the air.
So at this point, we know we have 3 different firearms because of the ballistic evidence. There was over 20 fired cartridge casings out there. So the investigation's continuing. We are interviewing more witnesses today. We are also pulling more video from the area. And we're hoping that if anyone knows anything about the offenders in this case, that they call homicide.
Any idea why this young man was targeted?
We don't have a vetted reason or a motive yet, but we're obviously investigating.
Is it true that one of the suspects posted on social media bragging about the afterwards?
I'm not going to comment on it. As in any investigation, social media is part of our investigation. So we are looking at the video evidence, the ballistic evidence, and social media as well. So.
Can you clarify the YMCA involvement? Was he part of a group there? Were they just near there?
I don't know. I have information from investigators that earlier in the evening he was playing ball there, and then he had left the building. So I don't think it has anything to do with anything that happened inside. But that's all part of the investigation.
It was mentioned last night that the 18-year-old wasn't in the police. Can you elaborate?
I'm not going to comment on that yet.
Okay.
How brazen was this in the middle of the day while kids were playing outside? What do you make of all that?
Well, it's 7:15 at night, and whenever you're near a YMCA, you know you're going to have other kids around. I know everybody's seen other videos that are out there publicly of people running, so it's certainly a horrific scene to see, and it's some people involved in this, and we want to get off the street right away.
How concerning is that too, that these kids are bragging about it allegedly on social media after they just
Well, it's dangerous behavior. It's certainly people with their hands that shouldn't have them, so we're very concerned.
Anyone with information on this incident is asked to call the Homie unit or call or text the Philadelphia Police Department tip line using the information displayed on the screen. As in all homies in the city, there is a $20,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction. May the family and friends of Sadiq Dove find solace in the happy memories, and may his soul rest in perpetual peace. Thank you.